And I remember seeing one and looking at it and just feeling basically like a knucklehead, you know? You know how excited I am about the KPI dashboard. I'm glad you brought it up. I know that you use one, but all I can say, because you're asking me, is that I distinctly remember discovering a KPI dashboard, key performance indicator dashboard, for those of you that may or may not hear or see this in the future. And I remember seeing one and looking at it and just feeling basically like a knucklehead. You know, in my head, I bet I said different words than knucklehead, but to be PC here, I'll say that I said that to myself. But they're so easy, they're so simple, and it's such a big deal to measure your key performance indicators. So yeah, that's why we created, that's why we give it away, is because why not? It's not complicated. And if I'm passionate about helping people, which I am, and I want to help them move their needle, and I don't share information like this that is, in the grand scheme of things, relatively simple, I'm not sure that I can honestly say that I am. So that's why we are convicted to share this sort of tool, if you will, right? Is that I have to honor my commitment to share this. And again, it's not fancy. Like, you've seen ours, and it's not super fancy. And what's really cool about it, and in my personal opinion, is that it's really customizable. It's built in Google Sheets. So I think you've downloaded it, and you just go to the top, save it, and make it your own if you want. But the amount of time it takes to go in there and do the little bit of data entry, say that I haven't counted the boxes for our particular one that is in the membership site, but say it's 20 boxes. You gather that information, you enter it in, maybe what does it take? 10 minutes? So you spend the 10 minutes, you do the data entry, and now you have the ability to track progress. And I talked about it before a little bit, but small business folks struggle treating their business like a business. And I did in the beginning. I don't think people should be embarrassed that they don't, because we all, on some level, don't do it. And the key performance indicator, the KPI dashboard, as well as basically the whole suite of tools that are in here, are that what we realized is that they're essentially, what they are is they give people the ability to easily treat their business like a business. And that makes us feel good about what we do. This isn't jamming anything down anybody's throat. It's not about that. It's giving people the opportunity to make decisions on their own. And unfortunately, some folks are gonna not do it, and that bums me out. That should, if that makes any sense. But the plain, simple concept of treating a business like a business is really tough to debate. And it's not, like I said, it's not hard, or I should say it's not complicated, but that doesn't make it easy, right? And so that's why, you've heard the saying probably, something can be simple, but it's not easy. And so that's why we wanted to put this out there. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like these tools and the membership site as a whole are something that is state of the art and oh my gosh, you're going to be wowed with fancy. But what I will say with complete conviction is that what is in there is very important. The things that are in there are important. And when you follow along, and maybe, if 1,000 people got in there, maybe 900 of them take those tools that are in there and the training videos and so on and so forth, and they just make them their own. That is awesome to us, right? I don't want anyone, or we don't want anyone to be like us. The whole idea of everything is the individuality that we all have with our own business, right? But it still needs to be treated like a business. So that's sort of the framework, right? And I like to use the term, I don't know where I heard it, but put gas on the fire. And what I mean by that in this context is that you're gonna spend a lot of time and energy, you're gonna invest in stuff to make your business take off, right? The easy example would be paid advertising. It could be building a team and you bring people under you, right? But the point here is that the point of me bringing that up, the gas on the fire thing, is that we've seen it, we've done it ourselves, is that when you put gas on the fire, when the foundational pieces of the business aren't in order, it doesn't go well. But when you do put gas on the fire, when the foundation is in place, it can go really, really well. There's no guarantees, but the chances of it going well are much higher. And so again, that's why it's all in there. That's why we created the membership site. That's why we don't charge anything for it. It's so that it's out there and people have that choice. And if they did want to take action and really get after it, the chances of them being successful are much, much, much greater. So that's what gets us up in the morning these days, right? Is having the opportunity to work with people that are committed to doing great things for themselves, for their family, and just being aware that it's fun to want to improve. I'm sure there's story upon story about people that take it too far and they're obsessed and whatever. That's not necessarily what we're talking about. What we're talking about is just running a business like a business, enjoying what we do, and going on to the next one. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity to talk about all this stuff. I appreciate it, and if we can impact just one person, that's a win. So hopefully it's more, but that's the idea, is that one at a time, and that's it. So thanks, I appreciate it.